Hey guys, welcome back to Simply a Better You. I know it's been a while. I haven't gone missing, but our family did go through some illness. So about mid-November all the way through December, we have just been passing around stuff. And then when you have a family of 5, it can happen. So finally, all of that is done. The busy season is done. We even had to move around family functions and things because people were sick, and we're still actually getting together with family and friends and celebrating Christmas because we were sick over Christmas and over New Year's. This bug just seemed to hang around. It really did. More of a respiratory thing, and hung out for about 2 weeks, which is very, very uncommon for myself and my 15-year-old. And I'm like, wow, we can't shake this. So it did take some time. I still have a little bit of cough. It's a dry cough. Everybody had a wet cough and different symptoms and things. We all didn't have the same thing, but congestion, respiratory. Joe did not fare so well. His went directly into his lungs and ended up with bronchitis. I'm still saying he had pneumonia, but he refused to go to the doctor. But we are well. We are into a new year. Happy New Year. It is 2023, and I am looking forward to this year. As of today, January 12th, I am celebrating my 42nd birthday. So I am 42 years young, and I feel so much wiser as I'm getting older. I have a little bit better understanding of what my plans are going to be this year, what our plans as a family are, and what I'm setting out as far as business goals and how we'll be using YouTube and all of those things that are happening. So I just kind of wanted to hop on here and, of course, get you guys up to date and let you know I'm still alive. We are all well, and kind of go over, what our plans are going to be here over the next at least 6 months. So right now we live in the suburbs of Florida, and I am on the Treasure Coast, or not the Treasure Coast, I'm on the Space Coast. So I'm over by Patrick Air Force Base, and we've been here about 4 years, and we've decided to go ahead and move. We know that if we sell our house right now, it could most definitely get us out of debt and put us on a piece of property with some land, which is what we want. It's something I've been playing around with. It's something, we keep saying we're gonna do, but now we are there. This is the definite of we are going to move. We'll probably be here another 6 or 7 months. We're gonna get this house ready. We're gonna put it on the market. It should go fairly fast because we are in a housing shortage here. So it should list and go pretty quickly. What definitely drove it home for me is in October, my, I don't know what you call it. We have a septic system. We have an aerobic septic system, which I've never owned before. And it has been something I'm learning about. I should have done more research before I purchased my property. They just said, okay, it's a septic tank. And I'm like, no big deal, had one before. In the city and county that we live in, you have to have a contract. You have to purchase a contract to have somebody come out and service your system twice a year, which they don't do. The county also comes in and inspects. And they came in and did their yearly inspection, which is always towards the end of the year, and said that I needed to remove my gardens. That did not sit well with me, and I was very, very angry. I actually considered going ahead and taking it to the city and fighting it. would not have worked in my benefit when I sat down and actually read the rules, the regulations, you know, everything that applies to your septic system, your leach field, the areas in which you can use, you can't touch, what kind of grass you can have or vegetation on top of it. I'm like, okay, we will comply. I chose to live in the city. So we have and are working on removing our garden beds, and they are they're raised garden beds. So we have tore down the beds, we have scraped up all of the mulch that we laid, and we have separated the mulch and the dirt and put them in piles on the other side of the yard. First, I was very disheartened and discouraged, and I said, just tear it all down. I'm not putting in another garden. I'm not going through this again. We'll find a new house and we'll move. I have softened to that, and it really did hurt. It hurt my heart because I put my heart and soul into this garden. I mean, my garden saved my relationship and my family. It's something we do together. It's the one thing that pulls us together, and you know, we all have in common and we all love to do. And each one of us has a hand in the garden. It's not just a one-person garden. So we are, we're down to the last 2 beds. We are going to keep one of the beds where they are because it is on the outside of the leach field. And that way I can finish off my cabbages because they're almost done. Everything else will be on the other side of the yard. So I've basically gone from a 1/4 acre lot down to using like 0.12. It's not a lot of space, and of course that is the most shaded side of our property, but we are going to make do, and I'm going to go ahead and put some flower beds up underneath our windows and alongside the house. We're going to utilize the garden beds in the front of the house, which is more of a flower bed, but I'm going to put some herbs up there so that we can at least continue to grow some things. So in doing that, we are prepping beds, moving things, and getting the yard ready. We're getting the house ready, so we'll be painting, fixing a few things. We've got some broken tiles. We're gonna look at trying to replace this back door. And other than that, there's not really much else to do. You know, we've only been here 4 years. There hasn't been a whole lot of wear and tear done on the house. So just a few things to kind of pretty her up and get her ready for market. But in doing that, we're also going to continue to just keep living life. So I'm getting my seeds started. Like I said, I'm in Florida, so I'm in growing zone 9B, and I'm like right there at 10, but we're at 9B. So we have kind of more of a tropical growing environment. It's hot here. We got lots of bugs. Florida can be kind of a challenge to grow in. I can grow all year round, which is great, but it's selecting the right thing to grow at the right time and nurturing it and babying it, because our summers can be absolutely brutal. But I am working on putting together my seeds right now. Let me give you a quick look at what I am throwing together. I'm going a little bit more heavy with herbs this year because most of these herbs will be ready to go and be used before we move. And then whatever I decide I want to keep or take with me, of course I can pull these and dry them, but I can also transplant these or take pieces of them with me, so I can leave some for whoever purchases the home, but I can also take some with me. And that's what I'm keeping in mind here. And of course, I have to have flowers of some kind. It just wouldn't be a garden without flowers. And I'm gonna go ahead and put in tomatoes because I use those a lot to cook, and then some peppers because I also use a lot of those to cook. I'm really hoping these do well. They're a more drought resistant pepper, and I'm hoping they do really good here. It says that they do really well in the hottest summer weather, and boy, do we have it. So, and they're a good sized pepper. We love to stuff peppers, and my little one, my 5-year-old, just loves to eat them. We're also going to be planting our okra. So this is some of the okra seeds that I've collected, and then I have another bag of them as well. And we'll be getting some okra planted because that did really well here last year, and I love okra. And if I think of it, maybe a few more, but I'm ready to go. So in the future, as soon as I get this stuff done, I will go ahead and do a seed planting video so you guys can see how I start my seeds and the way that I start them or what I'm using. It's not technical. I mean, it's really easy. You buy the soil, you put the seed in, you water it, it grows. They don't always make it because I do tend to forget to water my seeds. It's horrible. I have to have Joe remind me to do it. But I'm going to try to be a little bit more intentional with what I am doing. So we've got our seeds that we're going to start, and I'll make a video on that and getting this garden going. It's going to be a smaller garden this year, but it is a garden. And that way we still have what we put into the backyard and things that we can leave for the new owner that would purchase our home. So also this year, we are going to be starting an Etsy business. My friend has graciously enough taken out time from her busy day, and I don't know how she does all of this. She works a full-time job at home and has an Etsy business on the side, like 3 of them. I don't know when she sleeps. But she has taken the time out in her day to pour into me some really, really great business information and the behind the scenes and encouragement and spiritual advice. And she is just poured out all of this for me. She has blessed us with a Cameo silhouette machine for us to get started on, something that we want to do. Joe is really into the vinyl decals. I like stickers. Who doesn't like stickers? But vinyl decals, stickers, confetti, just to kind of get us up and going. I think if we really stuck with that long term, we might look later in life into getting a laser machine and doing, signs and more graphic materials, but I'm not sure yet. I don't know what God has in store for us as far as an Etsy business. What I do know is that I really want to focus in on making soap and salves and tinctures, herbal teas. I love my herbs. I love my organic products. Right now I buy most of them. I don't make them, and I can make them at home, but there's a fear stopping me from doing that, especially homemade soap. I really, really want to make homemade soap. But I'm a little scared to do it. It's something new. It can be dangerous. And, that fear has stopped me from doing it. But I am going to do this process, and I want you guys to come with me. Now, something I know I've said before is that I started this YouTube channel to really, share my mistakes, to share with you guys what it is to walk in fear and get to the other side. I'm sharing my journey with you. Life is a journey, and it is not always a happy journey. There are things that are thrown in there that we don't expect, and how we handle it determines on how we continue on our path. I want you guys to be there from the beginning. I don't want you to experience like a lot of us experience it. You find somebody that is 4 and 5 years into YouTube and is extraordinarily successful, and they have a business and all of these things, and they say it just takes time, just jump in there, just do it, which you can go back to their very beginning where they started and watch that process unfold. And I want you guys to be here with me as this process is unfolding. We'll continue to share our vlogs, our day-to-day lives, what I do to make life more simple, because a big part of starting this business is to get Joe out of his 9-to-5 job and get him home. So selling our house gets us out of debt, which gets us one step closer to starting a business and getting Joe home. So I'm going to start the business first on my own. I'll be doing it full time, and he'll be doing it part time in the evenings when he comes home from work. That gets us one step closer. But I really want you guys to see the behind the scene. I don't want you to see all the prettiness that goes with it, the success. I want you guys to see the mistakes. I want you guys to experience some of the failures we're going to have and how we succeed and move past them. That's something that has been a huge passion of mine. I love to encourage people. I love to tell people my story and my testimony, because I hit rock bottom. I've had my car repoed, and now I own my car. I'm debt free. Other than the house, I am debt free. I don't have any bill collectors that call. There is nobody that's going to repo my car. There is nobody that's going to repo or take anything. My house is paid 1 month in advance. But I had to hit the bottom before I could see what I was doing and how out of control I was handling money, and that I needed to change my life and look at life in a different perspective. But that is something that I love to share with people. There is so much success and so much that somebody else can take out from the mistake or the mess that you have made. And I've heard before, it must have been in a sermon I heard at church or something, but I've heard it said before that God will make a message out of your mess, or your mess is somebody else's message. There's so much in that somebody can learn, and there's so much in it that you learn. So we want to share that with you guys. We want to take you along with the journey of selling our home, moving to a brand new property in a completely different state, getting a business started. When we move to this new state, it looks like I'll be homeschooling. We don't know how close we'll be to a city, so I don't know how it's all going to work yet. We're really starting to close in on what city do we want to be in, why do we want to be there, the benefits, the pros, the cons. And we're really, really honing in on that, and then starting to look at properties. And then for a while, I don't know, we might be doing the RV thing until we find something, and then get everything moved from Florida to wherever we're going. It's hard to look at the unknown and not plan. There's a plan in my mind, and then there's my perfect plan, because I'm a planner and I love to plan things and write everything down and say, all of it is going to work just like this. It is going to be perfect. This is fail safe. and I know it doesn't work that way. I have yet to actually produce a plan that actually happens like it's supposed to happen. So I'm always saying that God is constantly trying to tell me, stop your planning. You can be prepared, but stop planning. Let me plan for you and you work my plan. I'm so stubborn, but that is what we are working towards. We've got a business to work towards, a house to sell. And for me, these are exciting things, and I want you guys to come with us. Join us on our journey. Walk through this path with us. We will take you through the mistakes and all the messiness and the dirtiness and the failures that is life, and show you what it takes to get back up and keep going. So guys, thank you for joining me today. I can't wait to produce some more content for you guys, and I'll make sure that I divide it up so you can see what is a vlog and what is something that I'm showing you are tips and tricks for everyday mom life, mom or dad life, because I know there's a lot of stay-at-home dads too. I'll be cooking in the kitchen this week. I've gotten out of habit, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm making day to day. Last night, I threw chicken in the sink and thawed it real quick because I had no plan. There was no plan, and I am just going day to day, and I'm like, I'm losing my ever-loving mind. I am rushing all over the place. I hate living like that. So I'm putting together my meal plan for the rest of the month. I'm setting my meals out. I've got my orders in. Tomorrow we're running to the farmers. I was going to say farmers market. It's not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm running up to the farm that is like 6 minutes from me. It's just around the corner, and I'm going to pick up some produce and fruit. And I am working towards getting us away from the grocery store. I'm so mad at the grocery stores right now. Every time I go in there and I have to look at the price of eggs, or the price of something else that has gone up, I am just furious. So I am trying to pull away from the grocery store as far as I possibly can, and that is looking like a whole lot less of processed anything. I don't know how the kids are going to take it. I don't want to deny them of their chips, but I am furious at the store. Who wants to spend $5 on a bag of chips? It's mostly air. But anyways, so we're working on our meal plans, squeezing that budget, and getting meals made, and pre-planning meals, pre-prepping meals. Tomorrow the girls are home, so I am doing breakfasts. I am making yogurt parfaits. I am going to make some scrambled egg cups, and I've got to go and pick up some more mason jars because I don't think I'm going to have enough. But yogurt parfaits, the scrambled egg cups, we're going to do some breakfast burritos and breakfast sandwiches, and I'm going to go ahead and get those frozen and in the freezer and have the other things in the fridge, and that way everybody can grab what they want. Getting up every morning and trying to make breakfast for this person and this person, it is just not working for me, especially when I was sick. It wasn't happening. It was not happening. Joe actually broke down and went to the store and bought pre-made breakfast sausages and those, what are they called? The pancake and sausage on a stick thing, like corn dogs. He picked up a whole bunch of ready-made, prepackaged stuff because I couldn't get up in the morning. I could not get up in the morning. I could barely function. I made it to the kitchen one morning and he came in and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm standing in the kitchen. I can barely talk." And I had no idea why I was there. I'm like, I know where the eggs are, but I'm really struggling with grabbing the egg and finding the bowl and scrambling it, and it goes in a pan and I haven't pulled the pan out to start to heat the pan up, and it was just too much. So he went to the store and bought a bunch of stuff, and I kept saying, I'm just going to take my time and just make something and freeze it. And honestly, guys, I was just so sick, it wasn't happening. The kids were eating Eggos, Eggo waffles. I don't think I have bought an Eggo waffle in like 3 years. So, but I am so, so blessed that everybody is healthy again, and I am back to myself. But guys, we're definitely going to be sharing with you a whole lot more. Brand new year, brand new season in life, and I want you guys to come with us on our journeys. So guys, thank you for joining me today, and as always, I bless you on your journeys.